Welcome to the Yoga Studies Institute. I'm Benji, and I'll be leading us through a 60-minute restorative Lady Niguma practice. And of course, we're going to incorporate our theme of today, which is abhyasa. So today's class is special because it's restorative, and you can see I have some props here. I've got blocks, blankets, bolster. If you have pillows, we're going to do some hold our postures for up to 2 minutes and do some passive stretching for the next 60 minutes. And of course, we're going to incorporate our theme of today, which is abhyasa, which means practice in Sanskrit. And all of our YSI classes start with our instructors going over philosophy. They always go over the ideas of yoga first. And this is very intentional, right? Yoga in general was designed very intentionally to walk a practitioner from point A to the best thing that's ever happened in your life. We're trying to reprogram how we interact with ourselves, how we interact with others. Yoga practice is not about sculpting our physical body. It's a wonderful byproduct of showing up to your mat as often as you can, but it's more about changing our hearts than it is about changing our bodies. And off the mat, I like to design things. I am a designer, they would say. I like to design gardens. I like to design farms, communities, websites. Please check out yogastudiesinstitute.org and check out all of our new beautiful pages for our upcoming courses. And so in this design process, we have this idea called a type 1 error. A type 1 error is a mistake that's done in the very beginning of the design process. And that mistake provides a broken foundation for the rest of our design to sit on top of. And making such an error costs me and my clients lots of time and money. And so it's something that we try to avoid at all costs, which means that in the beginning of our practice, in the beginning of our design, we think about what we're going to do before we do it, right? Patanjali, Master Patanjali says in the Yoga Sutras, he says, Satu Durga Kala Nirantarya Satkara Sevitu Durdaha Bhumihi. You must cultivate your practice over an extended period of time. It must be steady, without gaps, and it must be done correctly, and then a firm foundation is laid. This is how we avoid type 1 errors in our practice and how we design not the projects in our life, but also our lifestyle. And so he's saying that practice has to be done correctly, which implies that it can be done incorrectly. And by incorrectly, we mean in a way that brings about pain, brings about harm or suffering, right? Rather than contentment, rather than wisdom, rather than compassion. And so what's an example of doing it incorrectly? We show up to our mat with the wrong motivation. This is the type 1 error right at the beginning, wrong motivation. We go to the gym or we go to the yoga studio and we don't consider how we're changing our heart. We only consider that we're changing our body. And so then asana is only reinforcing the behavior of being unkind or being inconsiderate or being vain in our desire to look a certain way because we think that how we look is how people are going to interact with us and if our partner is attracted to us. And so everything after that error is on a broken foundation. We won't be able to meditate properly. And so it's like, now we have sculpted the body in order to look good on Instagram. We've sculpted the body in order to chase our desire instead of releasing the restrictions around our heart. So we've got to get this philosophy part right. We've got to ensure that the firm foundation is laid. The practice must be done correctly. And so our philosophy here at YSI is compassion and wisdom. It's what we practice first and foremost. And so there's an order to this yoga thing, right? It's like yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. How we treat others, yama, niyama, then asana. Not the other way around. It's mistaken to think that just because people do yoga, they're good, considerate people. That's just not true. There are people who do yoga who are not kind, considerate people because maybe they're thinking about asana first. The motivation for their asana was not yama niyama. It wasn't how I affect other people, how I'm considerate to other people. They're thinking about their desire for their body and what they get out of that. And so I don't recommend that asana before yama and niyama. In this way, we build up energy in the body, and now it's reinforcing all of those patterns and those behaviors. So we want to avoid type 1 errors. And so to avoid the error, we must come to our motivation. The motivation is what sets the firm foundation for our practice so that it's done correctly. So as we go through the seed syllables of our practice today, why don't we set a motivation with this idea of the elements in mind? And so I invite you to come to an easy seat. Maybe there's a blanket under the sit bone so you're comfortable. Just find a long spine. Shake it out if you need to. Watch the breath moving in and out through the tip of the nose. Settle into the body. Make an intention to be here now. Our seed syllable practice always starts at the bottom of the Sushumna, the Muladhara chakra, located at the base of the spine, the muscles between the legs. And so we set a motivation with basic space in mind, that we can be a safe place and that we can give shelter to others. Through our practice, we are empowered to do this. So the seed syllable here is shang, and the element is basic space. So we'll take an inhale, exhale, inhale to chant. Shang, 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 shang. Shang, 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 shang. Inhale. Shang, 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 shang. Inhale. Shang, 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 shang. Move the awareness, follow the breath up the spine to the Swadhisthana, located at the level of the sacrum, the tailbone. The element here is wind. Let's set our motivation. May this practice enable us to lift others up, help them to fly. The seed syllable is yam. We'll sing it together. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale to chant. Yum, 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 yum. 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 Inhale, bringing the awareness up the spine to the Manipura. Feel the breath moving in and out the level of the chakra here. Let's set our motivation. May we help others transform themselves to become the best version of themselves, to transmute all their negative emotion into balanced emotions. Inhale. Exhale. We'll sing Ram together. Ram, 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 ram. 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 Move the awareness up the spine, Anahata chakra, level of the heart. Let's set our motivation with the element of earth. May we support others. May this practice empower us to be the support that other people need in order to fulfill their goals. The seed syllable here is Lam. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale to sing. Lam nam 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 nam. Lam nam 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 nam. Lam lam nam 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 nam. Lam nam 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 nam. Moving the awareness up the spine to level the throat. The element here is pure consciousness, being free from negative emotions. May this practice allow us to be balanced in all of our relationships, to be free from judgment, and to support people the way that they need to be supported. The seed syllable here is Sum. We'll sing it together. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale to sing. Sum, 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 sum. 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 Bringing the awareness to the tip of the head, crown chakra, sahasrara. The element here is perfected consciousness. Being a being able to help countless beings. That's a good motivation in and of itself. We'll chant the seed syllable hung together. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. In order to warm up for our passive stretching of this restorative version of Lady Niguma, we'll start with some dynamic stretching with Surya Namaskars. Come to the front of your mat. Feet hip width apart. Bringing the inner thighs to energetically come together, lifting through the arches of the feet, gauging the lower abdomen, inhaling, bringing the diaphragm in and up a little bit. Lifting through the chest, shoulders up towards the ears, exhale, back down, hands face forward, Tadasana. Inhale the hands together, prayer. Inhale, exhale, hands down and back, inhale all the way up. A little bit of a back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, hands clasped behind the back. Bring the abdomen in towards the spine. Exhale, hands come down. Left foot steps back, left knee down to the ground. Untuck the toes. Point through the back big toe. Stretch the groin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the right foot back to meet the left. Plank, gauge the core, strong legs. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Knees come down, chest comes down, chin comes down. Inhale, baby cobra. Reach through the center of your chest. Tuck the chin a little bit to elongate the spine. Reach through the back big toe. Squeeze the butt. Push yourself up through tabletop into a downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Inhale the left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale the right foot to meet the left. Forward fold, hands clasped behind the back. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way back down. Hands clasped behind the back again. Nose to knees. Bring the abdomen in. Elongate the spine. Tuck the chin. Lift through the arches of the feet. Feel the backs of the legs. Exhale. Hands come down. Right foot steps back. Right knee down to the ground. Untuck the toes. Inhale. Left foot steps back. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale. Baby cobra. Tuck the chin a little bit. Reach through the center of the chest. Reach through the back big toes. Arms at your side, elbows come in towards the body. Inhale through tabletop into a downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot forward, left knee down. Untuck the back toes. Inhale the left foot forward to meet the right. Hands clasped behind the back. Change the clasp this time. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, arms come down at your sides. Tadasana. Lift through the arches, micro bend in the knees. Thighs draw towards one another. Engage the lower abdomen. Lift through the chest. Take a deep inhale. Feel the lungs from the bottom of the lung to the top of the lung. Maybe finding that contraction in the back of the throat through the rest of the Surya Namaskar. Ujjayi breathing. Inhale, hands come to the center of your chest. Exhale, hands come down and back. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands clasped behind the back. Exhale, hands down. Left foot goes back, left knee down. Maybe inhale into Kapiyasana. Low lunge. Arms come up, hands clasped together. Release the pointer finger and thumb. Strengthen the back leg. Stretch the groin. Hips go towards the front heel. Exhale. Hands come down. And the right foot comes back. Inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, through tabletop. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot comes forward, right knee down, untuck the back toes. Inhale all the way up, Kapiyasana. Take an inhale here, strengthen the back leg, hips come towards the heels. Exhale, plant the hands. Right foot comes forward, hands clasped behind the back. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, gracefully like a dancer, back down, hands clasped behind the back. Plant the hands, right foot steps back, right knee down. Untuck the back toes. Inhale up, low lunge. Lift through the chest, lift the diaphragm, lift the pelvic floor. As you bring the hips forward, strengthen the back leg, reach through the back big toe. Inhale. Exhale. Smile as you exhale. Left foot goes back to meet the right. Plank. Inhale here. Exhale. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale. Cobra all the way up. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot forward. Left knee comes down. Untuck the back toes. Reach up, Kapiyasana. Engage the lower abdomen, lift the chest, look up, go up. Exhale, plant the hands. Left foot comes forward, Hands clasped behind the back. Notice your flexibility changing. Notice the body shifting and moving. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands down at your sides. Tadasana. Remember your motivations. Remember why you're doing this. Inhale, hands come together at the center of your chest. Exhale, hands down and back. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands clasped behind the back. Exhale, plant the hands. Step both feet back. Plank. Engage the core. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Shoulders back, long spine. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing. I'm going to hold the down dog. Exhale for 4. Inhale 4. Exhale 3. Inhale 3. Exhale 2. Inhale 2. Exhale 1. Inhale 1. Exhale 0. Bring the knees down to the mat. Hips go back to the heels. Balasana. Child's pose. Forehead to the mat. I'm just going to stay here for about another minute. We're going to enter a restorative sequence of postures for this Lady Niguma practice. And this is a more passive stretching. So we just warmed up the body with dynamic stretching, and now we're going to start to move into relaxing the nervous system, coming to our mat, coming to our body, being present with the mind. Our goal is to hold these postures for around 2 minutes, and as you return to this class over and over again, we're going to try and meet and beat that time. So if you get into a posture and you can hold it for 30 seconds, then the next time you enjoy this recording, maybe you shoot for 45 seconds. Inhale up. We're actually going to start with the Manipura chakra. And our first posture is a twist. So we'll bring our left leg out in front of us, right knee on the mat, forming a 90 degree box between the legs. We're going to bring our right arm up to the sky. And you have an option here. You can bring the hand over to the knee to twist. Bring the elbow over to the knee, palms together at the center of the chest. Whatever you can hold for about 2 minutes. This is to go deeper into the body. So don't find your edge. Don't go past the edge. Find something you can hold for 2 minutes. We're twisting at the level of the Manipura chakra, trying to untwist the 2 side channels that twist around the central channel that runs up and down the spine. Find what's comfortable for you. Maybe none of this is comfortable. Spread your legs out a little bit further so you have more balance. And try and find this twist. If you need to support the knee, you can put a blanket under the knee. Close the eyes. Try to find balance while you have the eyes closed. It's very easy to rush through these postures when we're only holding them for 3 breaths or 10 seconds. It's another thing to find the courage to sit with these postures for 2 minutes, even if they're gentle. Find a subtle twist at the level of the Manipura, maybe engaging the abdomen as you turn to look over the left shoulder. See if you can close the eyes and remain balanced. Press the shin into the mat. Feel your front left foot grip the mat with your toes. and breathe. Focus on the Manipura. Find your friend in a crowd. It's not in your big toe. It's at the level of the navel. Where is your attention? Fixate by bringing the breath here. Try to feel the movement of breath, the movement of prana at the level of the navel, back towards the spine. Exhale, release. We'll bring our palms down to the mat, bringing the right foot to meet the left towards the front of our mat. Feet are together. It's a good time to grab a blocks. If you'd like to grab some blocks, we're going to move into forward fold. This is something we want to hold for about 1.5 minutes. So bend the knees quite a bit if your hamstrings are tight. If not, no need to bend the knees. Just find a spot you can hang out. This is how we build flexibility. The tendons and the bones, we often focus on the muscles. We don't acknowledge the deeper parts of us, like the spots between spots. The spot between a joint and a muscle. The spot between the bones. The spaces of marrow between our bones. If we allow ourselves to go deep and quiet the mind, maybe we can sense these spaces. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth for a count of 8. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth for a count of 8. Try to relax the nervous system. Let the muscles relax. Give your body permission. If the body starts to shake, that's okay. There could be tension inside of the muscle. Don't go too far. It's always important to find your edge, the space between comfort and reasonable discomfort, and just stay there. Inhale up. Good job. Left foot goes back, and that left knee comes down to the ground. Using a blanket once again, or giving yourself a wider stance. Right foot's out in front of you. Grip the mat with your right toes. Inhale the left arm up to the ear and then across the body. Maybe the elbow comes down. Maybe you just come to place the hand, one hand on the hip, one hand on the knee. This is not an easy posture to close your eyes. To try and stay balanced in a space the body's not used to being in a posture the body's not used to. Smile. Remember why you're doing this. To go deeper into oneself. To understand how we can become more like our teachers. A pure expression of the elements. Come back to the breath. About 30 more seconds. Watch what arises. Observe the mind. Is this a discomfort that harms me? Or is it a discomfort that disrupts my behaviors and my feelings and the thoughts that I normally have? Make me uncomfortable. Exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat. We're going to come back into a forward fold for another 2 minutes. Wherever is comfortable. If you like to be in a chair and hang over your legs, you can do that. You can use your blocks. Whatever you do, try to bring the abdomen in towards the spine, relax the neck and head. Bend the knees, find your edge, where the muscles are tight or what feels like too much discomfort. Abhyasa, practice, done over a long period of time without gaps and done correctly. This is a long game. This is not a short game practice. Little adjustments over a long period of time. Exploring our subconscious, our inner world, our subtle body. Getting to know ourselves, inside of ourselves, through ourselves, by coming to our mat, by doing all these practices we do throughout the day, refining who we are. Focus the level of the Manipura, the level of the navel in towards the spine. Try to feel a breath there. Try to engage the abdomen. Exhale, relax. Come to lay in your back, prone position. Straighten your legs. So we've twisted at the level of the Manipura. We've stretched it by doing our forward folds. Now we gather prana. We're going to do that by doing leg lifts. There's not really a restorative posture here. We could do a long boat pose, but we're just going to do some leg lifts. Engage the left leg, point the toes back towards the head. On an inhale, raise the left leg, and an exhale, release. Go slow. Inhale the right leg up. Try to engage on the muscles of the legs. Exhale, right leg comes down. Inhale, left leg up. Try to experience the micro movements of the legs into the hip socket, between the joints. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, release. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, release. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, release. Couple more rounds here. Go at your own pace. Again, trying to focus on the Manipura, watching the legs, engaging the abdomen, just observing, spreading our awareness out over the legs, into the abdomen, just watching judgments as they arise, watching feelings about our practice arise, maybe some thoughts about our to-do list. And then exhale, release. Just do a mini Shavasana. Take a deep belly breath. Another inhale through the nose into the belly. Exhale with a sigh. One more time. Beautiful. You can roll over to your side to push yourself up, or raise your left leg, hands clasped behind the left leg. Leg comes down to the mat to lift yourself up. We twisted, we stretched, we gathered. Now we distribute the prana from that chakra to the rest of the body. We're going to do that with Kapalabhati breathing. This looks like finding a long spine. Focusing the mind on the Manipur at the level of the navel. Feeling the movement of breath here. These are forced exhales through the nose. The inhales are automatic. Take an inhale, exhale. We'll inhale halfway to begin. Continue at your own pace, engaging the lower abdomen, bringing the upper abdomen in towards the spine, feeling a distribution of prana through the entire body. Exhale completely. Inhale light. Exhale. Inhale. We'll do another round. Inhale completely. Exhale fully. Inhale halfway. Begin. Continue. Practice over a long period of time, done correctly. Sending that prana and distributing it through the whole body. That purified prana going to everyone you know, everyone around you, everyone in your family, your community, the whole world. Send it all out. And then exhale completely. Take a full inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Extend both of your legs to the front of your mat. Identify your left foot. Good job. Left foot goes to the outside of your right knee. Right heel comes over to the left hip. You can also leave the right leg extended. That feels good. We're going to find a twist at the level of the heart. Right arm comes around the left knee. Left arm comes behind you, the second spine. Find somewhere you can hold for the next 2 minutes. Move your awareness up to the Anahata chakra, the level of the heart. Close your eyes. Feel the movement of breath there. Ignore any other part of the body at this point. If your hip is too tight or the leg is affected, back off a little bit. Find your edge. This is about the heart. It's not about the hip. We're trying to twist at the level of the heart. This is our motivation. In this practice, we cue our heart before we cue our feet and our arms. Yama and niyama before asana. How I enter relationship before I make postures. I think about the love I want to give before I give it. I set my motivation with my heart before I do something. It's a very different way of practicing. Close the eyes. About another 30 seconds. Feeling the breath going in and out the level of the heart. Exhale, release the twist. Counter twist to the other side, maybe coming all the way down to the floor. And then extending both of your legs. Identify your right foot. Bring your right foot to the outside of your left knee. You can bring the left heel over to the right hip. Not sitting on the heel, but it's tucked up against the hip. Inhale the left arm over to the left ear. Twist across the body, bringing the arm to the outside of the right leg. Maybe that's as deep as you want to go. You can grab the right foot. If that's too deep, back off. Just bring the arm across the knee. Look over the right shoulder and find that twist. Check with your heart. Smile first, posture second. Try to recall the motivation we set at the level of the heart during our bija practice. It was the element of earth. And so part of the practice is coming into relationship with the elements that compose our reality. They're the building blocks to our reality. And so by understanding the element of earth, we can understand that part of ourself. Elements are our teachers. They are reflections of our mental seeds. They are reflections of us, trying to send us messages about our potential, about the things we do to harm other people and the things we do to love other people. The earth element is how we support others, and thus how we support ourselves. So by having more passive stretching, we have more time with the elements, more time with our teachers. And for that, we should be grateful. Exhale, counter twisting to the other side. We're going to move into a vinyasa, coming into a plank. Knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming down into a child's pose. Stay here for 30 seconds. Just watch the breath. It's a very different practice to do these passive restorative postures. And it's not easy. It takes a lot of patience, upeksha, equanimity. Equanimity for this moment. I love this moment as much as I love all the other moments. I love passive stretching just as much as when I'm experiencing active stretching. Come up to sitting, and then we're going to come onto our back, half shoulder stand. Viparita korane. Adjust the hips, find a long spine, tuck the chin a little bit. You can put a blanket underneath your shoulders if that feels good for you. We're going to move into the posture for 2 minutes. Legs come back, support the hips. You can put a bolster underneath the hips. Maybe the hands support the butt. And you're trying to put pressure at the level of the heart, right on the spine. Remain here. We're going to hold it for about 2 minutes. Try to breathe in and out of this space. So we twisted it at the level of the Anahata chakra, and now we're putting pressure here, which is very similar to a twist. Helps to open it up, right? So our goal is to try and open up the space of the heart. We're not necessarily just trying to build muscle. We're not necessarily just trying to relieve pain or to bring about a pleasurable sensation. We're trying to still our breath as we inhale through the nose for a count of 4 and exhale through the mouth for a count of 8. Stilling the breath, slowing down the breath, slowing down the body so we slow down the mind. We slow down the mind and we can gain access to subconscious parts of who we are inside, of our subtle body, and the many layers of what we are. Body, breath, prana, thought, mental seeds. Our goal is to see those seeds ripen and open. To see a mental seed come out of our awareness as a luminous image that we call the heart chakra. This luminous image that we call our spine, as a sensation we experience, as the feelings and thoughts we experience as we move through our postures. Exhale, release, the hips come down to the mat. Legs come down, point through the toes, stretch the arms overhead. Find a lengthening the spine. Roll over to your left side and roll over to the front of the body. Typically we do locust pose or we do wheel pose. Today for restorative, we're going to do our seal pose. In this pose, we're just going to place the elbows directly underneath the shoulders, palms out in front of us. Lift the chest, trying to lean into the chest, lean into the heart. Don't put the head too far back and collapse the upper spine. Try to feel into the heart chakra. Coming back to the breath. Fixate. Then concentrate with wisdom. Which really means what? Actively listening. We're passively stretching so we can actively listen. Slowing everything down to see what we can see, to hear what we can hear deeper inside of ourselves. Exhale, release. Push yourself up. Come to lay on your back again. And we're going to come into a full shoulder stand. For this, I recommend placing a blanket underneath your shoulders. So we're not doing a neck stand, we're doing a shoulder stand. Blanket comes to the top of the shoulders, finding a long spine as you bend the legs and bringing the knees up towards the head. Placing your hands as far up the back as you can to support yourself. The further up on the spine, the better. If you need to stay here, half shoulder stand, beautiful. Somewhere you can hold for 2 minutes, even if you just need to put your legs up a wall, hold your legs, support the legs as they come up into the air, or into a full shoulder stand, supporting the upper back, legs come up, smile, engage the abdomen, try and reach a little bit higher. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Watch at the level of the throat. You may notice the tension coming all the way down from the tips of the toes, down the body. The blood is reversing. The heart is now easily pumping down to the head. We're changing the current. We're renouncing ourselves, turning ourselves upside down. Fixate at the level of the throat. Bring the breath here. Recall the motivation. The element is pure consciousness. The seed syllable is sum. It can be helpful to come back to the seed syllable. Give ourselves something to focus on other than what the body is experiencing. Sometimes helpful, sometimes not. The motivation is to be free from negative emotion. Quite an idea. Able to respond with compassion and joy and patience, gratitude, no matter what happens, no matter what we experience. Cool idea. When you're ready, you can come all the way down. Lay in Shavasana for a moment. Noticing the sensation of prana, blood, airflow, watching everything just move and change. Either roll over to your left side to pick yourself up or use your leg to lift yourself up and come to sitting. We're going to do a Uddiyana Bandha practice. I think before we get into Uddiyana Bandha, we're actually going to do a little bit of diaphragm release because this is a restorative practice. The diaphragm is located underneath, between the rib cage and the abdomen. And so when we breathe on an inhale, it moves down and expands, and on an exhale, it moves in and up. We can hold a lot of tension in this space, and so if you reach under your rib cage very gently, you can massage this area. If you start towards the outer edge of the ribs and come towards the center, you may find a particular spot of tension. Find a spot and we'll hold it for about 30 seconds to a minute. Inhale towards the fingers into the area in which you're pressing. This is called acupressure. Breathe into that space. Gently move the fingertips away. And then on an exhale, maybe you can go a little bit deeper. Don't go too deep, too fast. Move with the breath. Exhale any tension. As we get quieter, we find little spots in our body that we don't normally hang out with. We don't spend a lot of time in here, but our body does, our feelings do. All the things that we stress out about, that we put away for later, they gotta go somewhere. We deal with our negative emotions through wisdom, not by ignoring them, by understanding where these things come from, and how to be responsible for them with compassion, which requires some quality time. Exhale, release. So maybe now we can move into Uddiyana Bandha with a little bit more ease and grace. Uddiyana Bandha is bringing the abdomen in towards the spine, in and up. In this practice, we tend to do it on an exhale. So just take a moment to breathe into the lower abdomen here. Release any stress or tension that may have arisen. The bottom of the next exhale, exhale all the way, and then exhale some more. You're trying to then bring your abdomen in towards the spine, in and up, and try to lift. You're creating a vacuum. It may come naturally. It may take a few practices to get there. And then release. Take 3 deep breaths. We're going to try again. The bottom of the next exhale, exhale all the way. Exhale some more, bring the lower abdomen in towards the spine. Lift it in and up. If you can't go up, just go in, practice. Bringing as much of your abdomen in as possible, and then lift up. Bring your chin down to your chest. Bring your chest up to your chin. And lift. Try and feel your diaphragm all the way to the top of your chest. And then exhale, release. 3 deep breaths. Watch the mind. Watch the body. Exhale all the way. Exhale some more. Create a vacuum. Uddiyana Bandha, in and up. Bring the chest up to kiss the chin. Maybe do Mula Bandha, locking the perineum. Lift up. Try to feel as though your diaphragm's at the top of your chest. Exhale, release. 3 deep breaths. Extend your legs out in front of you. We're going to come into a fish pose. Coming back down onto your elbows. This is one way to start. You can come back onto your elbows. Bring your head back if that feels comfortable. And just hang out here. Lift through the chest. Bring the shoulders back. Press the legs into the mat. Lift the chest. Throat goes back. Another option, stay all the way in supine position. Then bring the head back onto the mat. Forearms onto the mat. Press the forearms into the mat. Lift the chest. Try and hold it here. Get comfortable. Can you get comfortable in reasonable discomfort? Find that edge between comfort and discomfort and see what you find there. Curiosity. Exhale, release. Slowly coming out of the posture, coming in the way you went, going out the way you came in, and then come to lay on your back. We've reached our final Shavasana. We're just going to relax. Contracting the whole body, we're going to squeeze our toes, calves, thighs, butt, glutes, abdomen, chest, hands, arms, shoulders, face. Release. One more time. Tighten everything from your toes, up your legs, into your abdomen, chest, arms, hands, shoulders, face. Release. Let yourself sink in. Bring your awareness to your right big toe. Maybe to your right pinky toe. How good is your focus? Bringing your awareness there, not being distracted. Spread that awareness out through all 5 toes. And then maybe into the bottom of the foot, top of the foot, heel, calf. Feel your awareness spread all the way up into the thigh, right hip. Now the left big toe, spreading out to your left pinky toe, into the sole of the foot, top of the foot. See if you can sense the bones of the feet. Up the calf, through the shin, the knee, thigh, hip, into the lower abdomen, into that diaphragm, underneath the rib cage, to the shoulders, down the right arm to the right elbow, right forearm, right palm, fingertips, right thumbnail, the other side of the hand, top of the hand, back up to the elbow, back up to the right shoulder, over to the left shoulder, down to the left elbow, left forearm, left palm of the hand, fingers into the thumbnail. I am pausing for the conversation that's happening outside. I hope Vince is doing well. I hope all the quality checkers are doing well. There are people who have to watch my whole video and make sure that I don't say stupid things like this, like, bless you guys, thanks for the things that you do. Okay, I feel like the conversation is regulated now. Right thumbnail, top of the hand, and the wrist, right elbow, all the way up to the right shoulder, into the neck and throat, jaw, bottom row of teeth, upper row of teeth, tongue, cheekbones, muscles around the mouth. Let the eyes fall into their sockets. Relax the forehead, sides of the head. The scalp comes to rest on top of the skull. Relax the brain. Relax the mind. Bring your awareness to the middle of the forehead. This is where the Sushumna begins, the central channel. Ajna chakra. And the first spot where the two side channels cross the Sushumna. Coming up from the nostrils. and then crossing at the level of the center of the forehead. See a clear light here. That clear light channeling all the way to the tip of the head, on the inside of the skull, going around the back of the head, to the front of the spine, coming out to the level of the throat, the pit of the throat. That clear light going through the Sushumna, very thin tube of light, down to the level of the heart, down to the level of the navel, into the sacrum or the tailbone, down between the muscles between the legs, and then hooking back up into the Triveni point. Clear light. Try to feel yourself unburdened. Try to feel your motivation set in every aspect of your being. Take a deep breath. Roll over to your left side. Remain here for a moment. And when you're ready, come up to sitting. Try to visualize and see that clear light still with you. And we'll close our practice with an Om. Ah, U, Right action, right speech, right thought. Hands come to center, palms together. Take an inhale. Exhale completely. Inhale to chant. Thank you for another beautiful class, especially a very special edition of Niguma Yoga Restorative. I hope that you continue to come to your practice and come to cue your heart before you cue your arms and legs and your postures in all aspects of your daily life. Thank you. See you soon.